I thought you was coming on a different angle, you know. But yeah, essentially, man, this is about the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's why I asked where you from, right? Because you know you got like I was telling a guy that came up here a little bit earlier on, right? During the 1600s, right prior to the 1600s, right, and in the time of the so-called Moors, we ruled in Europe and so on and so forth. And we left our descendants, so like the Sicilians, Italians, some of the Spaniards, some of the first slave ships actually came from Europe, not Africa, right? So you got people that look on the face of it like they're English, right, or white, so you can understand, but they're really descendants of our people. That's why I asked you where you from. So
when you say our people, as in...
I'm talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans predominantly.
Right.
Right? But see, when you say Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, it makes it sound less deep than it really is.
Right.
But that's essentially what this is all about. That, you know, the Mosai is going to come back, of which the Mosai and his son are men of color. They're going to come back, and they're going to save their people right now. But the rest of the world is going to...
What's going to happen to us?
Well, you already know. I already brought it out, man. I was bringing this article out, right? You know what's going to happen out there right now in the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
Right? You're going to have it to where you're going to have what you know as World War III.
Do you reckon that's coming?
That's a known fact, man. That's you know, the guy that set up the First World War and the Second World War, the man Albert Pike, right? He set it up to where the First and Second World War was going to happen. The Third World War was going to happen by way of them instigating those Middle Eastern countries, right? Setting up what you know as the Arab Spring.
Yeah.
Now the Arab Spring only manifested by way of NATO and the US going up into there and destabilizing those different countries. Right, illegitimately so, right? And now what they're setting up to where Russia now is the new bad guy, right? You got Syria right now is the new bad guy. They want to have Mossad and all of that out. That's all falsified, man. That's all made up fairy stories. Because ultimately, what needs to happen for your elites to set up their new world order, you have to have the most chaos that's ever been on the earth, right? Because all the
we're living in that now, aren't we?
Yeah. Because they only set up chaos. They only set up their order through chaos, right? So they want to create as much chaos as possible. And the only way you can create that much chaos is by that World War III, man. You know, it's just an example, man. There's all kind of information on it that you can find. I got this from Press TV. You can't find it on your mainstream media because your mainstream media will tell you that Russia's the enemy. But you go to them alternative medias, they're gonna tell you that actually your government, which is England, right, along with NATO, along with the US. Sorry?
Is that not your government?
Oh, my government is. You know what the word government means?
Go on.
Right, government goes into you know, summits and governments coming together, valleys and all of that. Talks about organizations and all of that. My government is off the scriptures, man. My government is non-existent within your society.
But where did they come from?
Where did they come from?
Who wrote the scriptures?
Where did the scriptures come from?
Who wrote those?
Who wrote it? It was inspired by God and it was written by men. If you got a power, take one example. If you've got a power so powerful, right, that he can have it to where the seas part, right? If he's gonna tell you to write something down, you're gonna write it down. It's that clear cut and simple. It's the fear that he's instigated, right, those men with to bring this truth out in its purity. Now, hey, some people bring out the lies and some people bring out the truth.
Religion like that?
It's not really religion. Religion is a government based. It comes from the Latin word religio, meaning to hold back and restrain, right? So when you had it to where Egypt was taken over by Alexandra, right, and these generals, they instigated their own religion so they can hold back the people and restrain and set themselves up as God. Serapis Christus being an example. Where does my religion stand? Well, this is not a religion. This is about, like you rightfully said, this is about a government being set up. This is about a government being set up, and the government is about lineage, right? It's about your people, man.
But do we not all play a part in that, including yourself?
Well, exactly. Some people are gonna play a part of being kings, and some people are gonna play a part of being slaves.
And where's your part?
It's gonna be kingly. All right, it's gonna be kingly. Saving. I don't know if I'm gonna be saved in the coming missiles. I hope I'm going to be saved. If I am saved, I'm going to be a king.
What do you have to do to be saved?
What do you have to do to be saved? You have to, first and foremost, you have to be a descendant of one of the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. Hence, the first question I asked you: where are you from? All right, do you believe in the scriptures? If it's a no, then you're most likely to be one of the descendants of Esau.
Right.
right? But if you did believe in the scripture says that they have a zeal, right? The people of the Most High, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel have a zeal from the Most High. So they go into the churches, but they don't have it according to knowledge. All right. So if you said you was Irish or Scottish, and I would have said, yeah, maybe you could have been a descendant of our people.
So there's no hope for me then?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not for me to say. I can only merely bring out the truth. It's not for me to say. All right, man. All right, man. You have a good day, man.
You too.
All right, man. Right, back in the scriptures. This is back in the book of I was bringing out the book of Wisdom of Solomon. The 5th chapter, right, and the first verse on down, it says, "Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness," right, making that example that I was making with the elites having trying to with the elites having tried to have it to where they've weakened the nations, like it's quoted in the book of in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. All right, thou did this weaken the nations, man. All right, see, we gonna the elect of the Most High, the prophets of the Most High, we're gonna stand in great boldness, man. All right, it says, before such as afflicted them, and when they see it, they shall be troubled, and terrible fear shall fill upon them. See, this truth, in accordance to this Edomite, man, this truth wasn't supposed to be going up, man. They've made it, they put forth, their plans to where, going forth with, going forth with the statement, weaken the nations. They put their inventions forth to weaken the nations so much that when they saw, the sprouts of this truth coming out in the four corners of the earth, it felt great fear fell upon it, man, because it had to have been the power of the Most High setting up, man. All right. It says, when they see it, terrible fear shall. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And they shall be amazed, right, at the strangeness of their salvation, so far beyond what they looked. All right. Again, back onto the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and the 12th verse. It says, "How are ye fallen down from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Art thou cast down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?" Right. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into the heaven. I'll exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I'll sit upon the mountain of the congregations in the sides of the north. So that's talking about Esau pretty much wanting to have everything that's in the universe, man. They name it after their own names, all right? They think that their society is going to go on perpetually forever and ever, but the scripture tells you that it's not so, man. Right? When you're about to fulfill your greatest lust, which is this so-called New World Order, you should be in distress, man. When it said, I believe in this book of Job, 20th chapter, which I'm going to go back on a little bit, but pretty much I'm about to, close on that. But it says in the book of Job, right, in the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits, right? So when you're getting ready to fulfill your so-called New World Order, you're going to find some difficulties in doing so, man. All right? You're gonna find some difficulties in doing so, because that's when them spirits gonna stop working with you, man. Right? You're gonna be left on your own, and you're gonna find out really the program that you've been perpetuating is the program that the Most High really is perpetuating, and your New World Order is really our New World Order, man. Right? Only that you ain't gonna be kings in it. You're gonna be slaves within that realm of doing things, man. Within that kingdom, man. You're going to be the basis of people, and that's what you're going to see in the scripture right here. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, right, to the sides, right, of the pit. And they that see thee shall now really look upon thee and consider, saying, is this the man that made the whole earth to tremble? Right? Is this, when you see Esau in the kingdom of the Most High, you're going to see, man, is this the man, right, that had all of these different nations in fear? Right? Because the Most High is going to bring him back down to that base level, right, that he was in. In fact, that calls to mind what it says in the book of Job, the 30th chapter. Right, it's Job 30.
Okay, I see what you should be worried. I mean, like, I have a lot.
Right, and I'm going to start the first verse. It says, but they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to set with the dogs of my flock, man. So they were all such on the base level, they wouldn't have had them, you have your slaves, and they sleep with the horses and the animals and all of that. You're going to have them sleeping in the same quarters as the dogs. They were lower than the dogs. All right, the Most High had it to where the enemy, the devil, right, is in rulership right now. All right, he's been raised up to be to be the principal power within the earth right now. Man. All right, but the Most High is going to change all of that. That's why it says here in the book of Job, the 28th, rather more Isaiah, the 14th chapter and the 16th verse, right? They that see thee shall not really look upon thee and consider, saying, is this the man that made the whole earth to tremble and did shake nations? Right, it says that made the earth, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoner. All right, and that goes to show you exactly who that man is, man. That's that's Esau, man. That's the so-called white. All right, he's the one that made these different nations to shake. He sent all kind of nuclear. He's created all kind of nuclear weapons to destroyed all kind of different nations out there. All right. Right, he's the one that set up all of these different the so-called prison, the modern day so-called prison system, to where you can have more sentence time than you have life to live, man. Meaning, even if you did live past that point, you'll still be in prison, man. That's a state of hopelessness, man. And that's what this man perpetuates, and therefore he's gonna be destroyed by way of that, man. But pretty much, with that, you're gonna stay up on the informations and that, all right. You see, this time is getting closer and that, man. And the Most High is finna to destroy this society. That I'm gonna say double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honest you brothers, I'll be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.